We have some brand new Warhammer 40,000 lore, and it's all with the Blood Angels and the Dark Angels. This is coming off the back of the Lion and Dante saga from the Arcs of Omen, and this potentially now could be setting up the next narrative involving the Blood Angels and the Dark Angels. So let's jump in, let's go through the text, and I'll give you my thoughts, my hopes, my predictions, what I would love to see happen with potentially this new narrative. So this is taken from the brand new Blood Angel Codex. I'm going to put the image in the background right now as we read through it, and it's titled Dante and the Lion, and it states, though the circumstances of their initial meetings are known to a few, the once lost Primarch of the Dark Angels and the Warden of the Imperium Nihilus fought alongside one another prior to and during the Battle of Idolatrus, just as Gilliman found himself impressed by the capabilities of Commander Dante, so too did Lion L. Johnson. The two have since formed a close understanding, and whilst the Lion departed in the wake of the battle in order to reorganize his badly mauled chapter and pursue his own hidden agendas, whatever that could be, the Dark Angels and their successor chapters have agreed to contribute a sizable number of warriors and vessels to Dante's fledgling fleet Nihilus. Captain Lypheus, hopefully I'm saying that right, of the Pennant Blades has remained upon Baal to oversee the Unforgiven attached to Dante's battle fleet. His chapter's expertise in void and aerial combat will surely prove invaluable in the fighting to come. So a couple of big things from that straight away is that we've got confirmation now that the Lion has now left Dante and the Blood Angels. For those people unaware, the Lion and Dante were working together to fight off Vastor. That was the big end of the lore segment that we have in the Arcs of Omen. That is no longer the case. The Lion has left, he's doing his own thing, but as it states in that bit of text, we now do have a force of Dark Angels and the successors of the Dark Angels, now with the Blood Angels, increasing that fleet Nihilus. The fleet Nihilus is basically going to be the big counterattack, the big fleet to take back the lost planets, the lost sectors, everything that Chaos has done, the Xenos forces have taken advantage of in the north parts of the Imperium when the Great Rift happened. That is going to be the main fleet commanded by Dante. Now, going into theory mode, this potentially now could be one of the next big narratives that Games Workshop could explore. We are building up that fleet, as it stated. The Dark Angels are also with the Blood Angels, and this kind of harkens back to a rumor I heard many years ago, and that was all about a book or something called The Angels of Death, and that is reference to an old book which featured the Blood Angels and the Dark Angels, the Angels of the Emperor, that kind of thing. So I'm wondering if this is going to be something we could potentially see going forward. I do think that it could be a fantastic storyline. We definitely need more stuff involving the returning of Lionel Johnson and the Dark Angels themselves, how they see their Primarch return to them, and the successor chapters, how they think now going forward. Ever since the Lion has come back to the setting, and it's stated in this segment, of course, he's left them to do his own secret things, whatever that could be, you know, Dark Angels and their secrets. And it'd be nice to start getting stories set around that narrative as well. We're absolutely, as fans, grasping for something like that. Like, I absolutely loved the Mike Brooks book on the Lion and his return, and the Arcs of Omen stuff that we got. I thought that was all fantastic, seeing the Lion fight Angron and setting up that next stage, and it seems like Games Workshop just haven't jumped into that next stage yet, or maybe they're scared to, or maybe they're planning something big. It's kind of hard really to think what they're thinking at the moment and what potentially could be happening in the 40k storyline, because we're still stuck around this Pariah Nexus storyline with the Imperium, the Necrons, Vastor, the Silent King, you know, Imitek, the Stormlord. They're all there, they're all fighting with each other. So I think once that narrative has been finally finished, maybe then we can start seeing other narratives like this explored. But the big question is, on top of that one, are we ever going to go back to the Fourth Tyrannic War, which has been happening? I actually do think that is going to be the next big narrative, and maybe this will be an offshoot of that narrative as well. Maybe more Tyranids start coming to the northern part of Imperium Nihilus, and Dante and the Dark Angels and the Dark Angel successor chapters, the Unforgiven, have to really start fighting more Tyranids because of this massive Xenos invasion. They have to deal with chaos. They have to deal with other factions like the Orcs on top of the Tyranid threat, which is coming in from all sides of the galaxy. As someone who has actually read through the Blood Angel Codex and seen all the lore inside of it, I will say I am a little bit let down, as I've always been let down really, with all these new codexes for this edition. I feel like Games Workshop hasn't put any effort in terms of exploring new chapters, new lore segments. It's mostly 95% is just a copy and paste of last editions, which, again, my thoughts are known on that. I normally buy these codexes not for the rules, for the actual lore inside of them. 8th edition, 9th edition, they were filled with brand new segments of text, brand new lore stories, new chapters being founded in the Ultima founding. But 10th edition has had none of that. It's more or less retconned most of the stuff they said in 9th and 8th edition, and it's a mess. It really is all over the point. So yeah, I'm very, very let down with the amount of quality that is in these new codexes. That little segment is the only thing that really stood out to me. There was something else about Armageddon, but yeah, it's just going over the old Armageddon. I think it could be building up to a future narrative around Armageddon, maybe 11th edition. I have predicted that Orcs are probably going to be one of the main contenders in 11th edition with that launch box set, and maybe this is just the baby steps, the foundations being built for that conflict, which probably is going to come around at some point. But enough waffling for me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I'd love to get your thoughts, feedback, theories, anything like that. What do you think that's happening? Where do you think the Lion's gone with his secrets? What battles do you foresee Dante and the Dark Angels and the Unforgiven getting in to take back the northern parts of the Imperium? What stories would you like to see? What would you like Dante and this new fleet of Dark Angels now to fight against? Necrons, Orcs, Tyranids, more chaos, Tau, anything, right? You tell me what is the perfect narrative that you would like to be set up for this battle, this war, should I say. Right, thank you for coming. Thanks for watching. Sorry, I've been waffling. Have a great day. Have a great night, as always. Post anything down below if you've got any questions, and we'll go from there. See ya, and bye-bye.